Are you starting again? Or are we starting now? What are we doing?
I'm still
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Shush.
Hello, baby. Hello, nasty. Hello there. Hello. I say hello. Hello, friend. Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything. Welcome back, my friends. It's showtime.
Everybody, welcome to episode 424 of The Brink of Sanity. Hey, Mark, did you miss me?
Jay has restarted the show 3 times because he has not liked how I opened the show 3 times, talking about. I'm not going to make Jay record the show again, but there was a recent episode where I had some comments about that I did not appear in this episode, and Jay does not like my comments about those episodes. Let's move on, Jay.
The funny thing is I'm lazy, and I only edited the audio version, and the live feed is still going to be up, so... Whatever happens, I'm not editing
if
the
you
live
want to
video.
find out what's making Jay so upset with me right now, go watch the live feed going to be on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm too lazy to edit everything. I edited the audio. I'm not going to edit the live video, which is the one that will probably be stumbled upon anyway. So
Okay. So anyway, there's a video out there. You can tune in to find out why Jay is being cranky tonight. But anyway, we're doing Brink. And if anyone else is cranky out there, blame Jay, because Jay has sunk the global economy, because Jay had the gall to want to produce a game. Jay, why are you screwing the entire world over?
well, every project that I do has to have like the financial gods smite me. So
Jay's like, I'm gonna get like a game. I think I'm gonna have to produce. Where's it gonna be produced, in China, Jay?
yeah, it was. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Jay's like, you know how everything the last 30 years has been produced in China? I'm going to take a crack at having something produced in China. And the world's like, no, you're
Yep.
we're ending trade because Jay wants to do something.
So the Kickstarter didn't get funded. It got about halfway there. I found another production company that makes it feasible. But with the tariffs, I'm back to like needing what I needed before, where I didn't hit the goal. So
Jay's like, I only need $3,500. After the tariffs, I need $800,000.
Right.
So anyway,
So if the tariffs get rescinded, I might restart the Kickstarter and the game might happen. If the tariffs are there, then it was a fun experience writing 600 cards and then throwing it in the garbage.
300, Jay. I wrote 300 also, so.
Well-
or some percentage, some close percentage of that.
Let's not get crazy.
I've been happy to throw them away the whole time.
You wrote half of 2 categories. I'll give you full credit for that.
I
You
don't
didn't
even
know
care.
what taboo.
You-
You didn't even know what taboo was. You're like, I don't understand this
Neither will
category.
anyone else, apparently, Jay.
You're like, I don't even understand this category.
It's true. I did get taboo with the idea of taboo. Explain taboo to people, and I'll tell them how I misinterpreted it.
Taboo is you have to get somebody to say a word, and there's 5 taboo words that you're not allowed to say when you're trying to get people to say the secret word.
So, having not played taboo in years, I thought you had to use those 5 secret words to get someone to say. I thought it was like 5 words, and you have to try to get the person to say it using those 5 words. Literally the opposite of taboo. I thought it was.
But that would still come out with a good card. The card you wrote, I'm like, I don't understand what this is.
I don't need to go back through the cards, but it's the equivalent.
Because if you use those 5 words, that would be 5 good taboo words, because it would make it more difficult to say. But whatever you did,
No,
I don't
I'm trying to use those 5. I thought those 5 words were hints.
No, but I mean, that's a good way to write the card, because the first 5 things that come to your head you can't use. So that's
Right. I thought was the idea was to get them to say the word using the 5 hints. Basically, I thought the game wasn't taboo. I thought it was 5 hints. I thought the name of the game was 5 hints. That's really. I understand. I understand taboo as well as our global leader understands tariffs.
This is my writing partner.
I can't believe the game is not going better. So can I tell you how the tariffs are fucking me over? I don't want to talk about the politics of it, but do you want to know how they're going to fuck me over?
Valve caps. I mean, those dollar valve caps have to be at least $1.15 now.
Oh fuck! If I have to buy more valve caps, we're done.
I mean, maybe even $1.20 for those valve caps.
We're
now.
taking the bus, honey. I'm sorry.
Is your ant poison made in China?
We're doing our kitchen.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's a major project.
Yeah.
We have bought all the. We've already paid for or at least put half the money down for all the appliances. But there's a lot of stuff you need to get.
Yeah.
I'm assuming most of it's not made in the good old USA. So I'm assuming we're kind of fucked on the kitchen, like them just getting supply. It was supposed to start around May in a few weeks. I am positive we're gonna be fucked by this. Now, on the one hand, I'm happy just not to spend any of the money, but my wife still wants a new kitchen, so we're kind of fucked.
Does the company exist? And are you getting products that actually exist? Because I remember your Full House water filter.
Yes, we're getting a new water filter for our kitchen.
You're gonna do it again. You guys drank.
Can I tell you about? Did I say on the air? I tell you about the story about when we went to get invitations for our wedding. Did I tell you this one?
I don't think so.
Okay, so we're getting married.
We need Lorenzo here. Like he would know definitively if you told that story.
So I like first off, like when you're getting married, how involved are I guess you and Kat, like maybe you didn't have a big traditional wedding, but we had like a more traditional wedding.
Yeah.
And like getting married and like obviously the bride usually is more into it. So I'm just kind of going along with whatever she wants to do. And one of the things she wants to do is invitate. It used to be if most people listening to the show were like, oh, invitations, you just send them out digitally. Well, back in the day, you used to send like these elaborate invitations out there, paper cards. Yeah.
They're like birthday cards that cost 5 times as much, right?
Yeah. Also, like, yeah, it's stupid. The whole thing's stupid. Also, when we were getting married, the first weekend, like we were like my wife wanted to go look at places, like and she went with her. I was supposed to go with them to like go look at wedding venues. I was like, hey, I could do that, but I'm gonna go to Philadelphia to hang out with my friend and get drunk. And she's like, sure. Like, I'm sure she was like, just like, oh wow, happy to tell her parents that like the guy she's getting married can't even bother to look at the wedding venues. But they picked the wedding venue, and like I got a little bit of guilt trip, like, hey, you couldn't even go there to pick the wedding venue. So I was like, I have to come to everything else. I went to the flowers, and I was like, holy fuck, I can't believe I'm looking at flowers. But one of the things was looking for wedding invitations. So we go to this place. The entire store, it's like a 2,000 square foot store. The entire store is invitations, and there are just so many goddamn options for invitations. Does that sound fun to you, Jay?
That sounds like hell, absolute hell.
Yeah. Anyway, like they're going through books. Her parents are going through books and books to decide what invitation would be best to start our marriage. I mean,
totally a woman thing. A guy would just flip to the middle, point to one, and be like, "We're done."
Yeah, I mean, it's also. Can you see how this wedding card invitation kind of thing went out of business, or just like how it switched to digital? Because fuck cares.
Well, not only that, it's like 18 million times the cost. Like,
yeah. So just so stupid. Anyway,
you're spending like $5 per invite.
Yeah, like it's also like they're like, oh, Mark, what do you think of this one? I'm like, just fucking. I want to say I'm like I don't want to say it's my in-laws because I just met them. But I'm like, pick a fucking card. Who the fuck cares? But they're like narrowing it down, trying to pick, narrowing it down, trying to pick, narrowing down, trying to pick. Okay, I think this one's good. Finally, like we've been in the store for 3 hours. Finally, fine, great, we can go. You know, I'm not 100%. Why don't we think about this and come back to the store next week?
Oh no.
So I'm like, fine. I'm like, I mean, nothing. I again. Getting married to their daughter, I can't. And like,
why don't I commit seppuku in the middle of the same place?
My wife can make decisions pretty fast. Her parents can't, or just not as good at. Like, they're not as fast in making decisions. Whatever. So anyway, following weekend, we go back out to Long Island to go looking for things. We go to the wedding. We show up, and and also they were like, you should put a deposit down. Blah blah. We show up at the store. Do you remember the scene in Good Will Hunting? Where Ben Affleck shows up at the end and like Matt Damon has just moved out?
No.
Have you seen Good Will Hunting, Jay?
Yes. All I remember is how do you like them apples?
You know at the end of the movie where he shows up and his friend is just gone?
I don't remember that.
How the hell do you not? Do you know any reference or like anyone? How do you not know this?
Go on. Yes, I remember that part. Go on.
Fine. Fuck it. I can't believe you don't know. You haven't seen do you not like Good Will Hunting?
I have. I saw it like 25 years ago.
Yeah, so I don't recall Forrest Gump. He had a box of candies. What are you talking about? But you don't recall basic major scenes in the movie?
I remember.
Also, why haven't you seen this movie recently?
I remember Jenny was the main villain. She was like worse than Thanos in that fucking movie.
She was. It could not. Producing Forrest Gump, they were like, "What is the most amazing thing that's gonna happen to Forrest? And can we give Jenny AIDS fast enough?"
Who was a bigger villain, Jenny or the bitch from Titanic?
I never saw Titanic, but I'm gonna go with the Jenny.
You never saw Titanic?
I'm admitting never to seeing Jay. What were you interested in seeing Titanic?
I was on a date.
Oh,
I was on a date, which is like 90% of like how guys saw Titanic.
Yeah, I remember a girl being like, "Oh my god, you haven't seen it!" Like around the time movie, like I'm gonna take you to the movie, and like we didn't go see it because who the fuck cares about seeing Titanic?
It wasn't a bad movie. It's just the woman is a supervillain.
Is she?
She's diabolical in the movie.
I don't think Jenny was a supervillain. I mean, like that's not the correct terms. Jenny was the most unfortunate character in maybe movie history.
No, she's a complete villain.
She's not a villain. They are so mean to her in that movie. Everything bad. Her dad beats and rapes her. Then she finds older guys to rape her. Like she does every drug in the book. She then gets AIDS. Like
Forrest Gump falls in love with her, and she's like, "Yeah, sorry, dude, I'm gonna leave. I'll come back when I'm dying of AIDS and just die in front of you."
Oh, Jay, I'm sorry. Were you gonna marry a retard?
He wasn't. He was just a little special.
Was he? Okay, sorry. I'm sorry for using the R word.
He wasn't like a full retard. He was just a little off.
You want a half retard?
He was a half.
How do you think? Like when Tom Hanks was playing that movie, they're like, so you're gonna kind of go half retard, yeah, half retard. You know that was behind the scenes.
Yeah, he wasn't like full retard. He wasn't like
He wasn't Corky from Life Goes On.
I was gonna say Ben Stiller's character from Tropic Thunder.
Yeah. That's the funnier, but
Although, would Forrest Gump be funny if he went like full like drooling retard?
He wasn't. He wasn't Waterboy. Remember when Adam Sandler made Waterboy and everyone was like, "That's fine."
Yeah, I didn't see that movie, but I saw the trailers.
Yeah, he just was an impression of a retarded character the entire time, and like
wasn't that like
funny? But
wasn't that like his first 5 movies? He just talked in like a retarded baby voice.
I mean, it really like Waterboy was a whole other level.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, and like there's nothing. The other ones were like because the other ones he was not meant to be like. He did the baby voice, was kind of annoying. It was funny, whatever. He just went full retard in Waterboy.
Ah, okay.
I kind of think when they made Tropic Thunder, they were like, well, I mean, Adam Sandler they were kind of referring to Adam Sandler doing full retard. Well, I guess they were talking about when you like win an Oscar. I don't know. There are lots of actors who go. I'm not discussing the joke in Tropic Thunder. Anyway, the point was at the end of Good Will Hunting. Spoiler alert for a movie 30 years old. Every morning he comes and picks up Matt Damon's character and they go to work and he says to him at some point in the movie kind of like he says like I one day I want to come here and you're not here anymore and you've gone off and like I'm happy because you've gotten out of this basically the dump of life we're living in.
And he got away.
I thought you would get this reference. I think the whole point was we showed up at the store. The store was empty. It was like a vacant lot, basically. It was like the store had never existed.
You got scammed by a wedding card store?
They were in full business, taking orders. We show up the next week. The store, you peer in. It's like there was never a wedding card.
Did you have a down payment?
Thank God we did not have a down payment.
Okay, I was going to say, like, how many companies have you got scammed by that just disappeared, like, later on?
It was foreshadowing the rest of our lives.
Right. You know what? It was the same people behind the water filter company. They just keep making shell companies to screw you over.
Fuck them. They're like, oh, my God, he thinks he's getting a kitchen.
This guy thinks he's been drinking filtered water.
That really is amazing that we did not get, Can I, Jay?
Yeah.
You do, I'm gonna assume this, but maybe I'll ask.
Mm-hmm.
You have a kitchen in your apartment, right?
I do. Yeah.
You have a kitchen, okay?
Yeah.
What kind of refrigerator do you have?
Could see if I lean over, you could see it. There you go.
I do see it actually. I see you have a top bottom, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you you can move over to the side a little bit for the video. I see you also have counters.
I do. Yeah.
Okay. Why didn't you get a counter depth refrigerator?
What the fuck is a counter depth refrigerator?
Oh my fucking God, my misery. My
Did
misery.
you get scammed again?
I did. I got scammed by my goddamn fucking wife. This is how stupid this is. This is unbelievable. We are getting what they call a counter depth refrigerator. So essentially, yeah, you're looking at me, Jay's like,
I'm like, I don't even know. I've never heard
like,
this in my entire life.
what does this mean? How fucking dumb of a life do you live? That I'm going to tell you. So, so the idea is, if you look at refrigerator, there's like the black, there's like the main, like the side of it. I mean, the side. There's the main part, and then there's the doors, right?
Yes.
Like you turn around your refrigerator, the visual. You can kind of see there's the main part and then the door. And I from your visual right now, I can only see the door, but I can't see the rest of it sticking out. Right?
Yeah.
A counter depth refrigerator means the refrigerator, only the door overlaps or goes over the counter. Like it's next to the counter. Like our current refrigerator is longer than the counter. It's like the actual refrigerator, the box itself is a little bit longer than the counter, and then the refrigerator doors. The counter depth means it's a little more narrow, and the doors basically are kind of where the counter ends. So it's a more narrow refrigerator. For the purpose of this is obviously not to keep food in your refrigerator. The purpose of this is to have not like what a refrigerator is for, is that visually the style is that counter depth refrigerators look better because they don't stick out as much from the counters around it. Because you'll have counters on either side of it in your kitchen. Aesthetically, it looks a little nicer.
So it's not as deep.
It's not as deep. Yes. Did I not say? Yeah. More narrow.
I was thinking height.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's the same. It's the same width. It's not as deep. The depth's a little bit less depth, basically. So it's not. So it doesn't stick out as much. Because God forbid someone comes into your kitchen and is like, "Oh my God, I see you have a refrigerator sticking out. You people must eat. How do you show your face in public, keeping this much food in your house?"
I've lost so many friends being like, I can't be friends with some stupid dick who has a fridge that sticks out more than their counters.
We were talking about now getting our refrigerator. By the way, I don't know what if I go to your refrigerator right now, Jay, and I open it, is it full of food? How packed is it?
It's pretty full of food, yeah.
Okay, it's full of food, and you just have two adults in you and your wife.
Yeah.
We have kids also. When you have kids and you put a lot of food to your home, like at least us, the refrigerator, we barely have enough room in our refrigerator right now, and we have a normal depth refrigerator. Yeah, we have normal depth, and we barely have enough room. We're moving now to a refrigerator that is smaller, less cubic space, because it looks aesthetically better. We have to get a second refrigerator somewhere else in our fucking house because my wife doesn't want people to come over and go, "Oh my God, your refrigerator! Why even redo your kitchen if we can kind of see a little more of your refrigerator? It looks horrible."
So you're getting a shallow depth refrigerator and a full. You're still getting the full house water filter.
No, we're not doing full house. That would we just said fuck it. We're just doing we're doing a reverse just on the sink. On the sink, we're gonna get a filter. I told you that one also, that the previous filter we had, they no longer make the filters for it.
Yes.
So now, actually, when people come over our house, they're like, "Oh, should I take from the filtered water?" We're like, "That's poison. You can't drink out of there. Please don't."
That's a very, very expensive fake filter.
Oh my God! My daughter had friends over, and they were drinking. She was just drinking out of it, and before my daughter could tell her not to, she's like, "This tastes weird." I'm like, "Yeah, you might have to go to the hospital."
I mean, we grew up drinking out of garden hoses, so I think they'll be okay.
Oh my God! You know what? Also, this is so everything is just annoying in my kitchen. So because this filter broke, and my wife swears that if you touch Long Island water, you immediately get cancer. Like it's just like passing go and getting $200 in Monopoly. That's how fast you get cancer. So she's like, any water for our kids with their water bottles or filling water up, we were using the filter we had on the countertop, and that would fill up pretty fast. Now we use the filter on the refrigerator, which to fill a 32-ounce bottle of water.
Oh, it takes like 10 minutes, yeah.
It's fucking insane. It's to the point my wife no longer can stand how long it takes, so she just buys extra bottles of water and keeps them in her closet. And like I'm like, you're destroying. She's like, I can't. I'm like, you're destroying like this is bad for the environment. The point like to get these water bottles. She's like, yeah, I just can't wait.
Did you point out that the kids were drinking from the fake water filter for like the last 10 years and they're still around?
Oh my god, yeah. No matter what I point out. She's like, we have to buy organic strawberries. If we don't buy organic strawberries, the kids are gonna get cancer. Well, they're like 11 and 13. They don't have cancer, so it's gonna just suddenly now they're gonna get cancer from it.
I love this.
The only good thing about the organic strawberries, if you start buying, like, if you're someone that's buying organic fruit,
yeah,
you already know what the tariffs felt like because they take regular strawberries. Make no difference in them whatsoever and triple the price.
No, there is a difference. There is a difference. They go bad in about 36 minutes.
Holy shit. On the way back from Target, the organic fruit went bad.
You open the bag, it's just full of mold. You're like, oh, this is great.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm paying $5 a grape. Like, this is ridiculous.
Same with bread. I made like one sandwich and I just have a loaf of mold.
It's unbelievable. We are now buying a refrigerator that probably will not be able to store all the food we keep in the house, which is just great. It's just making me thrilled. Plus, we did have tile floor in our kitchen. We're moving to wood because my wife wants to make sure the fact that our kids spill water all the time, she wants to make sure our floor gets ruined. So we have to buy a second floor. I don't know. She wants water damage in our floor. Everything she's doing in the kitchen makes me angry.
What if we got a floor that could warp?
Yes, exactly. You know how they have tile? Like, we've gone to like 3 different tile stores. I'm like, they're like, we have every type of tile you could ever imagine. And she's like, do you have one that looks and is wood?
Do you have one that is gets affected by the only substance that could possibly hit it?
Oh my god! Like literally, we go through these things of tile. Everything of tile looks exactly the fucking same. She's like, okay, write this one down. I'm not sure about that. She brings home 12 samples. She holds them next to the kitchen floor, and she's like, I don't know about these samples. I don't know. Like,
it's like the business card scene from American Psycho, where they're all exactly.
It's like I'm like you're clearly trying to wear me down until I say fuck it, get the wood. So I was like, fuck it, get the wood. She's like, you don't want it. Of course I don't fucking want it. I just want you to shut the hell up and do something. I don't want the whole kitchen.
Do you want the eggshell one or the cream one?
It's exactly. They're so, and she's explaining. I'm like, well, what about this one? She's like, there's too much going on. It's blank. It's just white. What do you mean there's too much going on? What's going on? I can't even see it. I'm sorry.
I mean, I tell my wife that guys seeing like the 8-box Crayola crayon box, maybe the 16 box, that whole like 6428 color box is for women. We don't see that.
Yeah. I need like 12 colors. I don't need that many more colors.
Yeah.
I also am like, she's like, I'm not sure this will match with this. I'm like, I can barely match my pants and my shirt. Like, who cares?
Yeah, I don't know why I get brought along. I'm like, you're gonna pick what you want, and I'm just gonna agree with it.
Oh my god, I'm just like, I'm like. She's like, well, what do you think? I think you should make a goddamn decision. I don't give a shit, okay?
I think I'm tired and I want to sit on the couch.
I think I hate this project so much.
At least it's expensive, though.
Yeah, at least it's expensive. At least we're spending like a goddamn fortune on it. But like, so the wooden floor. Also, by the way, there's another thing I was just thinking about, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
And this is maybe sound like it goes to the idea I live like where you make fun of me for living in a whatever
mansion.
Yeah, it's really like the smallest mansion ever. But we do
still
have
a mansion though.
We do have a house cleaner once a week. Do you guys ever do you have a house cleaner?
No, of course you do, and of course I don't.
Of course you don't. Well, yeah, we have someone comes once a week.
I'm the house cleaner, and I don't get paid.
You are the house cleaner? Okay.
I don't get paid.
Yeah, so we have a housekeeper come once a week, and they clean, they fold our laundry and whatever, and that makes the minute that like by the nightfall, by the time they've left, there are crumbs everywhere. My kids have half destroyed the house, and like for like I'd say she comes Thursday morning. By Saturday afternoon, I'm still trying to vacuum up the crumbs. By Sunday afternoon, I'm like, well, the housekeeper's coming on Thursday. Who fuck cares? Our house, like every week, like it's like halfway through the week, we're like, oh, no point in cleaning anymore.
Kids sound like a lot of fun.
They're just crumbs. It's unbelievable. I mean, well, we don't know what we're doing. So
kids are crumbs.
They are crowd. I'm like, Liz, you're getting a new kitchen, so these kids can have a new kitchen to destroy.
Oh, well,
Anyway,
we should get wood so the crumbs get stuck in the cracks between the wood. That would be good.
yes. Anyway, so I'm excited for my wooden floor and my counter depth refrigerator and every other dumb fucking thing we're doing.
Could you get a smaller microwave while you're at it, or maybe like a stove that takes longer to heat up? Or
We are getting a drawer microwave. Oh, here's the third thing I'm annoyed about. Not the mic. You never seen this drawer before? Instead of a microwave up top or like one you have on the counter, it's like a drawer.
You can't be seeing that unsightly microwave. We gotta hide that shit.
People they're like, how do you? I see you guys have a microwave. You're still into cooking, and you have a refrigerator. What is this barbarian house we're in?
Can we put our pots and pans in the drawer? No, the microwave's in there.
The biggest. So we don't have a lot of space for our kitchen, and the
even better to take up that precious space with a microwave.
Oh my fucking god! So we have in our refrigerator off the counter. There's like we have a table in the back of the kitchen. This kitchen is really not that big. I've never invited Jay over because why would I invite Jay over? Sorry, Jay. One day you'll come over. But anyway, there's a there's a peninsula basically, a kind of a counter that comes off it, kind of side and it's like a little bar area where like a little area where you could you make your food. Like there's like a bar stools.
An island.
It's not an island though.
Okay.
It's a peninsula. An island would have it's not connecting anywhere. A peninsula is connecting. And my wife was like, peninsulas are out. I need an island. Like, who the fuck?
So now you're cutting off more counter space. So basically, you're getting remodeled to have less fridge, less counter space, and less shelf space.
So when we did our bathrooms and our closets and all that,
did you get a smaller toilet and a smaller?
We can't fit anymore.
I need this sink to have less depth.
We had in our house, we didn't put this there, but there was a side door out the kitchen. The side door goes to where the barbecue, where you can make where the barbecue grill is outside.
Okay.
It's on the side of the house. So it logically there's a door here. You open the door and there you can grill and then go back to the kitchen. Mm-hmm. And in theory, you could go out the front door and go around. This is not a very big area. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so my wife always hated this side door. She's like, it's unsightly, it's ugly, it wasn't in the best shape. So when we redid everything else in our house, the other things, my wife was like, well, we got to redo the door too.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
I was like, well, fine. We're spending God knows amount of money anyway. So she's like, so we spent I don't know, maybe $1,500 to get a new door. I don't know how a new door is $1,500, but it was a nicer door, clearly nicer door. Put it in there in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. So as part of the kitchen project, getting rid of the door. In part of the kitchen project we're enclosing the door. So 2 years ago we paid $1,500. Mm-hmm. Bye.
This is from a guy who bought toxic valve caps from China because they were $1 cheaper, and then his wife makes him spend $1,500 on a door,
on a disappearing door.
I just imagine you cringing. So I tried so hard to save $3, and now we're spending $1,500 on this door.
My wife, ever since COVID, basically, I've been doing haircuts at home instead of paying the $30 to get a haircut at a place. Mm-hmm. My wife's like, "You're so damn cheap." I'm like, I have to do that. You're spending $1,500 on this disappearing door and $20 on salads for lunch.
Only 1,700 more haircuts, and we'll make up the price of the door in the fridge.
So the door area is being completely enclosed. There will have been no door there. Or no $1,500 for that door. Great. It's just unbelievable. Anyway, so back to the peninsula. My wife was like, we cannot have a peninsula. We have to have an island. It was so important to her. But with our layout of our kitchen, to do an island, you basically had to make it a pretty small island because you couldn't it just wasn't the space to. Basically, she was left doing a peninsula in a different part of the kitchen. We have a peninsula now going off. We've gotten rid of the kitchen table and made the kitchen table into a peninsula. That's her solution?
What if we got an archipelago?
I don't know. It also is set up now where you have to have 3 people on one side and one. I don't know. And the last part, and we can move off my kitchen in a second. Part of my kitchen project. Mm-hmm. So next to the kitchen, we have it's like a 2,000 square foot house. It's not a huge house. Mm-hmm. A lot of people will have a coat closet, right?
Yeah.
Our coat closet is packed to the brim with coats, and the floor is like there's 3,000 sneakers. No matter what we do to clear out sneakers, it just seems like it's always a disaster. We need a better sneaker system. Anyway, so as part of the kitchen project, we're losing half that closet.
For the island?
For the
The peninsula?
Currently, we have a pantry that sticks out from the wall, and forbid people see a pantry sticking out from the wall.
Oh my God.
They'll be like, "Oh my God!"
You guys store your
Refrigerator,
food?
a microwave. You have a peninsula. You store food in your kitchen. You fucking animals!
Absolute Neanderthals.
Get out of our neighborhood. Burn this house to the ground. So anyway, so now we have to have a pantry that goes into the wall, and the only space you could really take was from the closet we were storing our shoes and coats.
What if you invited me over and I went, "Oh, that's your kitchen? Interesting." Would your wife like lose her mind?
My wife's plan is just like, she's like, what if we can make our entire kitchen experience inconvenient?
I'm just looking forward to the podcast 2 years from now when she's like, "I don't really like walking around the house to get to the barbecue. What if we put a door?"
Yes, exactly. Well, in theory, we're putting like countertop in front of that, so we're using that space now, which I guess was that. It added some counter and some cabinetry by doing that.
Just knowing like how cheap you've been in the past and all of this that's happening makes this story like so much funnier.
I admit I'm a little. I've also told you like many years ago. At one point, my father-in-law was telling a story, like trying to like relate something to me, and he did it by going, "So Mark, you'll appreciate that. You're cheap," and he just goes on with the story. And we were like, wow. I'm not this cheap. You can just say it like that. I mean, you're correct, but like, come on, you kind of dance around it a little bit.
You're just thrifty or frugal.
You're thrifty. I think he actually used the word thrifty, not cheap. But
Okay.
the way he said it, we were like, my wife and I were like, yeah, that wasn't good. Anyway, so my kitchen is going to be just so. I cannot wait to do the kitchen. Like, we're going to move our actual current refrigerator into the garage and eat in the garage basically for a month and a half while I do this kitchen.
A garage fridge.
Well, we have to move it there until they like, you have to have, when they're doing your kitchen, you need another place to put your stuff. So.
Oh, okay. That's not like
not permanently. It's just more they like, we'll move your microwave, your like refrigerator, move everything into your garage. Like, you'll keep your car out of the garage and you'll have a place
Oh, okay. I was
store
like,
stuff.
is the next step having like a half disassembled car in the middle of your lawn or?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but it's just like a temporary, like, you still probably need food in your house when you're doing this. So
Yeah.
Other people would move like the refrigerator into the basement, but the garage probably makes, with our setup, it's probably a more logical move.
Okay. This I'm sure this is making you just so happy.
Fucking, I mean, like, it's also like when we moved into our house, and now I'm doing therapy. When we got our house, my wife's like, "Oh, perfect. This is like, the house is perfect. We don't. Like, the good thing is we don't do any work to the house, and so like while we're paying this really high price, or whatever more do you want to spend, we're done with the house, so we're good."
Moving
10
ready.
years later, there's not a square inch that will have not been done by us.
Awesome.
Awesome. But anyway, how are you doing, Jay?
I'm doing all right.
You any plans to waste money soon?
Not soon. No.
Oh, so go on.
No, go ahead.
Can you play my TikTok video? Unless you had something else you want to do. Something you want to talk about,
I
Jay?
can play your TikTok video. I'm not sure.
No, to talk about. No, I'm taking another conversation. So you do your thing, and then we'll go to my TikTok video.
Your video started with in the year 1988. I don't know if it's going to play that audio, but I got the rest.
Okay, just before I even play it, I just want to say so. Around the time of those space plasmoids in the sky, and we're like, what's going on with these UFOs in New Jersey?
Yeah. Oops, sorry. Yep.
Okay, so I started on TikTok watching some videos on that. Because I watched the videos on that, TikTok feeds you whatever you're watching. And so I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the UFOs. Obviously not UFOs, but so like it gives me all these like I get like a lot of like, you get like, you scroll, you get like funny comedian, hot chick, and now I get like random conspiracy theory. And like one I kept seeing was like, you see the flat earth videos and blah, blah. So this one is a new level of conspiracy theory that I saw the other day. I wanted to, you see how fucking batshit crazy some of this shit is.
Okay, this is called the 1988 anomaly.
Yeah. And Jay, were you alive in 1988?
I was, yeah.
Okay, me too. So let's go. Let's do it.
Okay.
In the year 1988, a strange phenomenon swept across the globe, one that went unnoticed by the public but caused ripples through the fabric of reality. It was the year humanity faced an unrecorded extinction, and everything we know today is built on the echoes of that lost world.
Wait, there was an extinction in 1988?
Yes. We
Oh.
all went extinct in 19. If this is not like the Mayan 2012, like the extinction's coming. This is it already happened.
But everyone forgot to record it.
We're
collectively.
not aware that it happened, but we're all extinct. We were
Wait.
all extinct.
I
but-
want to hear more. Wait a second.
Yes.
A small group of internet theorists, known as the anomaly truthers, believed that in 1988, a catastrophic event erased humanity. This event was so devastating that it caused a reset in the timeline, a glitch that the universe itself scrambled to fix. They claim this is why so many people experience the Mandela effect, because our collective consciousness is trying to reconcile the inconsistencies between pre- and post-1988 realities. The surge in 80s nostalgia isn't just cultural. It's a subconscious effort by those who lived through the anomaly to remember the lost world. This is why new generations, even those born decades later, feel an inexplicable connection to the 80s.
This doesn't even make sense. Everybody died.
Wait,
but
you're saying the theory about the world having gone extinct while we were all paying attention doesn't make sense.
But it's like everybody died and they're nostalgic for the time that they weren't around for.
Is the video over?
No, there's like 10 seconds left. I don't just,
Okay, yeah, I don't know if there's anything else.
They're resonating with the echoes of a past that's imprinted on the human psyche. What if our 80s nostalgia and moments of deja vu are more than whims of the mind, but whispers of a forgotten past?
Okay, so basically, this catastrophic event, this is I'm reading from AI. There was a massive yet subtle event destroyed the original Earth, forcing the universe to balance itself by creating a new, albeit imperfect version. The clone Earth. This new Earth is one we currently inhabit, with the theory suggesting that our memories and experiences are echoes of the original world. And the Mandela effect. And have you heard of the Mandela effect, Jay?
yeah, that's Berenstein and Berenstain Bears.
Yeah, it's basically
The
for those that
Monopoly
don't
guy
know,
having a monocle.
It's based on like a lot of people thought Mandela died many years ago. He did die, like more
Yeah, but
recently,
everyone
right?
in the 80s thought he died. He didn't die till like the late
was-
90s or so.
He wasn't
2000s.
there. In fairness, they just stopped talking about him because he was in prison.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it's like it's remembering the Monopoly guy, and everyone kind of remember, oh, he had a monocle, but he didn't have a monocle. It's like little collective memories that we kind of a lot of people think are true, and then you look back and they're all, oh, actually that's not true.
The Fruit of the
They call it-
Loom logo had a gourd.
Which one?
The Fruit of the Loom logo. It had fruit coming out of a gourd, but there's
I remember
actually no gourd.
I don't remember that. But the Berenstein Bears one, what was it? What was that one?
It's the Berenstain Bears, and everyone thought it was the Berenstein Bears.
It's great. Like this effect that they're saying that might be like one of the explanations. One of the like comes out of the fact the world was destroyed. We're remembering things that almost don't matter.
Yeah, it's very little details, but I really did thought it was the Berenstein Bears, not the Berenstein
Right.
Bears.
It'd be, you know what, it would be different if it was like we're all like, I thought it was JFK, and we're all like, it was JRK. Oh, that's weird. That would be like you're like, okay, we got a major name wrong.
That's still like just a name.
Yeah, or like, oh, the South won the Civil War.
Yeah, that would be more.
I don't know. These are like the most like, yeah. Anyway, so what do you think of the theory that the so you said that the theory that the world was wiped out in 1988 had some holes in that theory?
I am impressed that there is a theory that is stupider than the flat Earth theory.
This is yes. The flat Earth people seem more grounded in their flat reality than this shit.
For now on, when somebody tells me theirs is flat, I'm going to say thank you, Einstein.
When they tell me they're flat, I'll be like, you're right, it is flat. But was the flat Earth wiped out in 1988? You agree with that one, right?
Well, every conspiracy leads to that.
Right. Also, like the universe is like, oh my God, they wiped out Earth. Let me rewrite Earth because I'm a being, but I make Earths.
But
What?
switching the letters in Berenstain Bears.
Yes. God, I fucked up Berenstein Bears. I didn't do the
Got
fuck the
every
monocle on
single
there.
minute detail right in the whole universe except for this stupid
Oh,
cartoon from the 80s.
and I forgot to kill Mandela.
And people are really nostalgic for Ghostbusters.
People are really nostalgic for the 80s, except the people that are really nostalgic for the 90s and the 2000s. And people are just nostalgic for stuff.
It's almost like it's generational.
It's like, I mean, there's no. How do you get together and you're like, hey, what year do you think the world was wiped out? You mean it's going to be wiped out? No, no, it was already wiped out. What year?
There's a movie that just came out and it says it brings back that early millennium nostalgia. I'm just like, fuck, I'm old.
But this is like, how the fuck do you even come up there? I don't know why 1988 was like I see some stupid fucking videos on TikTok now. And you're kind of like watching them to see how dumb these theories are. But how do you come up with this dumb one?
That one's really dumb. That is really, really dumb.
Like you're like the Earth was wiped out. You're like, fine, Jay. Okay, I'm gonna take the. I'm just gonna take the count. I'm gonna argue with you about this. Okay, I'm gonna take the viewpoint that the Earth was wiped out.
Okay.
Okay, prove I'm wrong.
The Earth wasn't wiped out because literally nobody.
You only think that because you're a clone, Jay.
Literally nobody remembers that.
Exactly. You don't remember because it happened.
So the theory is that internet people found out about this, but the internet wasn't around in 1988.
I don't know. Maybe do you think they came up with it like in a collective, like a small group of people in 1989 were like, "Hey, last year, you think we all got killed?"
You know what? I feel totally reincarnated today.
Yeah. Oh, you know the homework I'm supposed to do over winter break? The world was wiped out, so I don't have the homework anymore.
But I have an irrational love for the Fraggles.
Yes, I don't. What happened on Earth in 1980?
I died and I came back and I'm obsessed with Freezy Freakies and Mad Balls and
There's
garbage.
a YouTube
Pail
video.
Kids.
Did the world end in 1988?
Okay, we're not gonna.
Can I send this to you, Jay? Come on, you gotta play this.
I will watch that in my free time.
No. Play it. Let's see. You don't want to watch that other video on this?
What is it, like 10 minutes?
It was a minute.
It's a minute. Okay, we could do a
I
minute.
haven't watched the video yet, but like we're taking more of a minute to talk about this video. So
Okay.
let me send this to you.
No, if it's a minute, that's fine. Sometimes YouTube videos are like, here's my 3 hour and 18-minute thesis on why this happened.
I just like the fact that the title of the video is "Did the World End in 1988?" Did it? I'm gonna click.
You know what? I'm gonna do this tomorrow. I'm gonna make a video that says, "Did the world end in 1988?" And it's just gonna be a video of me saying no.
What if did the world end in 1989?
Have you
Maybe
heard
it was
about the
89.
1988 anomaly theory?
That's what's on the menu today, sponsored by PCB Way.
The theory suggests that a catastrophic event destroyed the Earth, forcing the universe to balance itself by creating a clone. The event was so massive, yet so subtle, that we barely noticed. Many scientists believe in the possibility of alternate dimensions. So did our consciousness simply continue in an alternate 1988? Or some say that our deep feelings of nostalgia are echoes from our past world. To me, nostalgia is just a bittersweet memory of times gone. Wait,
There's it right now. There's a computer screen showing Ghostbusters. I use that as a joke, and they're actually like, that's their one example.
I like they're like some people say no one says this. No
Literally
one says the
nobody.
world was wiped out in 1988 besides you fucking crazy people.
Now that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Could that explain the growing power of the retro movement as we perhaps subconsciously try to bring back awareness of our lost past cosmic life? Then there's the Mandela effect, where people recall things differently from how
Now they're showing the monocle. This is literally stuff that just I was joking about. They're showing the Monopoly guy monocle.
I think there's a movie called The Mandela Effect where they
There
go
is.
through all these. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I've gone down the Mandela effect rabbit hole, but this is like just, hey, what if we took the Mandela effect and just gave it an extra chromosome?
It's so fucking stupid. It's also like, how about we all just have like not the best memories? Leave it at that.
I don't think we need to explore this any further. They're not even like saying anything. They're like, what if this happened?
I was talking to someone who's like into conspiracy theories, and he was like, yeah, he's like, you know, the simulation theory. hypotenuse, what a simulation hypothesis. And when my friend and I were like, simulation hypothesis, he's like, yeah, you don't know this famous hypothesis that we're all living in a simulation? And we're like, no, you fucking moron. We're not living in a simulation. What are you
Scott
talking
Adams
about?
like legit believes that.
It's also like it's people believe these things. You're like, there's no way to disprove this. You can't disprove we're living in a simulation or aliens are invisible next to us staring at it. You can't disprove all this fucking crazy. I saw one. They were like, they're not really aliens. They're people from a more advanced civilization that came before us. Apparently, there's a whole theory that there was a more advanced civilization. That's how you explain the pyramids. These people were way more advanced than us, but somehow got wiped out. And now they're gone, but they were more advanced than us.
They were really advanced, and they just built a bunch of really large triangles and then died.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
They raised tariffs on triangles, and then it went kaput. That was the end.
No more triangles.
No more triangles. They're like, it doesn't make sense. I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like, your theory's that like the dumbest fucking theories possible. Anyway, okay, so Jay, what's going on? So is it true that you believe the world was wiped out in 2008, not 1988?
Yeah, it was 2008. That's why we're having all this early millennium nostalgia.
We should like do a 30th anniversary. I guess we're not in like I guess big thing of like this is the 27th year anniversary of the world being wiped out. You're not gonna like mourn for the Earth being wiped out.
I mean, we could do 95.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're right. It's just like you might as well change the date. It doesn't really matter.
No, we'll do 95 and be like, that's why there's no dance clubs anymore.
Yeah.
The world got recreated, but the glitch was that the dance clubs closed.
So anyway, this is the dumbest idea I could possibly have found. The world being that and the advanced civilizations. I'm like, well, at least you could point to the pyramids and go like, those seem kind of advanced. The world being wiped out in 1988 with no evidence, but like, hey, we kind of remember we remember different. We kind of thought the guy had a monocle in the Monopoly game as being your definitive proof.
I have a couple news stories for you.
Let's do it, Jay.
So, a Wisconsin woman snuck a gun into an MRI.
Okay, so I assume the Supreme Court says you're allowed to bring guns into MRIs.
You're allowed to bring guns everywhere. That's just America.
Did she do the MRI with the gun? Because it's
Yes.
a giant magnet and that's like dangerous.
Yes, it went off and it shot her in the ass.
Okay. I guess they immediately stop the machine, take the gun and shoot her again?
I mean,
They say to you, forget the fact that you brought it in there. They say, do you have any metal objects? There's a giant fucking magnet here. You cannot have any metal objects on you. And she's like, the gun's made out of cotton.
I mean, you got to own the libs. So
Do you not know what the gun? What's gonna happen while you're in the fucking MRI machine? You're like, I got my gun. You can't get me while I'm in the MRI machine. Boom, boom, boom.
I mean, what if somebody else with a bad guy with a gun came into the MRI machine?
Lots of bad guys with guns get shot in MRI machines by
Yes.
people, like good guys with more guns. But
She was right there to stop the bad guy with the gun in the MRI machine. So she was just doing her part as
was she
an American.
upset? She did not. Were people upset? She did not die because she would have won the Darwin Award.
That's a Stella award where you get hurt but not killed. Stella's the lady who spilled the coffee on her crotch at McDonald's.
Not as much fun as the Darwin. The Darwin Awards are like the concept for those that don't know is that it's given to the person who eliminates themselves from living in the dumbest way possible. That
Right.
year.
Darwin was survival of the fittest, so you get
Yes.
a Darwin award. Yeah, Stella awards are people who won money doing something stupid and they survived.
She sued the MRI people, like the hospital.
No, she didn't.
Oh, okay. She didn't really win money. She just won a bullet in her ass.
She wanted it said it was just superficial, so it just nicked her ass.
And they're like, and she's like, I can't, like, this is so dangerous. You have a magnet in here. They're like, did you miss the conversation and the giant signs in the room?
Have you ever heard of an MRI?
Yeah. I'm like, I've got an MRI before. you couldn't be any more apparent that you don't want metal on you.
All
They
right.
say it 30 times to you.
I got another one for you.
Okay, that's pretty. Though in fairness to her, all humanity was dead since 1988, so it's fine.
That is true. This is about a guy who wanted to build a giant sheep. So he spent 10
I mean, Jay, where are you getting these stories from? The person gets shot with the MRI machine, and now I'm building a giant sheep.
Yes, a natural born sheep, but he spent 10 years smuggling, then cloning, and then inseminating sheep to make them larger and larger to make a giant.
How easy is it to clone a sheep that even the biggest lunatics can have the power to clone sheep? Like Jay, if you're like, I can't figure out how to produce the show or edit anything.
Right.
I said to Jay a while ago we should create a crypto coin. Maybe we could figure it out. I don't think we can. But like this guy's like, I'm out of my fucking mind, but I can figure out how to clone a sheep.
I know. I don't even understand. He said in this form of cloning, he used somatic cells to provide the clone animal's complete DNA. You already lost me. I don't know what the hell.
I don't know. Like he's really smart, but not smart. Okay,
Right.
so what did he wanted to build a really big sheep. So what was the goal?
To have that's literally the goal. To have he wanted to have just a massive, gigantic, bear-sized sheep because he's
like,
fucking
hey,
bad.
look at the sheep I'm fucking.
I mean, that's it. So he received 165 cloned embryos at a ranch.
You can just buy those?
Apparently,
Clone embryo. They're like, sure. You want to sign up for the clone embryo of the month club?
the best part is this is the first sentence halfway through the article. Soon, this man was up to his eyeballs in sheep semen. This is an actual sentence in the article.
Oh my God. The person who wrote it, they must have been like, either they're like, it was the day before they killed themselves, or they're like, this is the best job ever.
So he kept cloning, impregnating sheep until the feds found out. I don't know how that would come across the feds' desk, but apparently.
Is this how the fentanyl is getting over from Canada? Because the feds are like, we're on the sheep. Take all the feds off the sheep sperm and put them on the fentanyl.
So he eventually got arrested. He was sentenced to 6 months in prison, along with a $20,000 fine and a $4,000 payment to the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation. So some fish are somehow going to benefit from this.
Why even? So what did he do wrong?
What did you?
No, like besides trying to play God and make the sheep like.
Yeah, besides that.
But like, what law? Like I guess in theory he's allowed to clone sheep. We're all allowed to do that now.
I mean, I don't think there's got to be some like anti-mad scientist law.
There aren't. Have you learned there are no more laws? What was the what?
Animal trafficking and conspiracy was the charge.
Animal trafficking.
Yeah.
And conspiracy.
Yeah.
Conspiracy to do something.
Apparently, I guess genetic testing.
They're really reaching. They're like, he's a fucking creep. Okay, we just pick some laws and charge him.
The government did end up killing some of the animals that were on the ranch, though it notes the meat from those animals has been donated to Montana families in need. Hey, Martha, we have this mutated giant sheep carcass. Dinner is served.
Giant sheep carcass fed all of Montana for months.
Dinner is served. We arrested the mad scientist covered in sheep semen, slaughtered his sheep, and gave it to you.
What was the point of this? Like just let him clone the sheep. I have to say, this is too much government invention. And like, where was Doge? Cut the investigation. Cut everyone that's going after sheep cloning. You want a sheep clone? We're in fucking America. You have the freedom to come with to jerk off sheep.
Should I just send this article to Elon and see what he does with it?
Yeah, this at least like if Elon reads this and he's like, "This is look at the government waste," I'd be like, "Elon's onto something." I agree completely. This is.
I'm now
the
pro
guy was
Doge.
fucking psycho, but people going after him are fucking psycho. They're all lawful.
He has swayed me. I am now pro Doge.
I'm pro Doge. We have to. If you want to jerk off sheep and make bigger sheep, God damn it, this is America.
And my last one, I think, is one you sent me. So this is somebody who got a flaming hot Cheeto that was shaped like Charizard, a Pokemon. And he got it encased so it doesn't go bad. He made a fake Pokemon card to put it on top of, and he sold it for $87,000. I can't get my game produced, and this guy sold a Cheeto for $87,000 because it vaguely resembles a Charizard.
Is that a dumber story? Or, again, not to go political, but there were 2 islands off of Antarctica that Trump hit with pretty high tariffs. There are no human beings that occupy these islands. They're only penguins. So we will be negotiating with penguins to bring down the tariffs.
Look, there's going to be some Americans 300 million years from now who find some sentient penguins making some really cool shit. And they're going to be like, thank God Trump has those tariffs.
Thank God he held the penguins in check.
Yeah. Yeah. We're not going to have a trade deficit with these sentient penguins 300 million years from now.
Wouldn't it be great? Like, just like if Trump's next act is like, I'm going to bomb the islands that only have penguins. He's like, the penguins are evil. They must be stopped. And like the Republicans are like, I guess we're using a nuclear bomb on Antarctica.
It would be interesting to see if everybody turned and all of a sudden hated penguins, because they're one of the most beloved animals on the planet, right?
One of the most beloved. Like everyone's like, they go to like the Pittsburgh hockey team games, and like they're like murdering players. You're representing the devil.
I've never heard a bad thing about a penguin ever.
They are so wonderful. And Trump would be like, we have to use nuclear weapons against the penguins. And the Republicans are like, I guess we're doing this now.
First, we're going to send J.D. Vance over to Antarctica to negotiate with the penguins.
Well, I mean, the Democrats seem to like penguins, so we're owning the libs.
Marjorie Taylor Greene comes in with like a penguin skin coat.
Hey, Jay, just on a different note, do you think it's still legal to get college students in debt in exchange for free T-shirts? Do you remember in college they were like, here, you want a free T-shirt? Just sign up for this credit card and try to ruin your life.
They were just giving credit cards away in college.
They were going everywhere you want. There was get a T-shirt and a credit card. Just put your information. We'll send you your credit card. No, we're not checking any information. Here's a $10,000 limit. Go fuck your life.
Yeah, and it worked on me, and I did. Totally.
Everyone got a free T-shirt. Everyone signed up for a credit card with a free T-shirt. Is that still legal?
I don't know. I got a pen. I got a T-shirt, and I fucked my life. Well, I mean,
you want a bottle opener? Sure, I'd like a bottle opener. Sign away your credit. Sure. I don't know what that is.
I mean, I had a work-study job for $5 an hour with a 25-hour-a-week cap. So basically $125 a week before taxes. The entire paycheck went to my rent, and then I charged everything else in my life on that credit card for 4 years. So just imagine the debt I came out of college with. It was fun.
Yeah. I was just thinking back. I was like, how was that like a thing? Like we were all like, that's cool. As long as the college students are getting the T-shirts, it's a fair deal.
Yeah. Yeah. Good times. Good times. Thanks, sketchy credit card companies.
Thanks, sketchy stuff. Yeah. Anyway, what else is new, Jay? You got anything else?
No, I don't.
Do we have any questions? I posted your questions. I don't think we got any topics.
We didn't get any emails. We didn't get any questions.
Lorenzo, this is bullshit, Lorenzo.
I know. We're gonna have to ration out Lorenzo's emails for now on.
Lorenzo, Jay wants to do more Brinks next year, and it's only going to happen if you send more.
We got like
more emails.
6 Nick's podcast episodes left, and then that entire void's going to be filled with Brink episodes. So
it's definitely a void.
So buckle up.
Yeah, we're going all in on the podcast that 3 people listen to.
We said we're going to analyze the numbers, and the one that has 10% of the listeners of the other one is the one we're going to go all in on. True story.
Whatever. Jay, did I tell you about the Protector app last show?
No, you did not.
Okay, it's my last thing I have for the show.
Okay.
It's like Uber for armed guards. You
Uber
basically
for
like
arm guards. Oh, what the hell is an arm guard?
armed, like people with guns.
Oh, okay.
Protector, it lets you book armed goons the way you'd call for an Uber.
Mm-hmm.
The app is doing its rounds on social media and it's like doing well and down. You basically like you're going somewhere and you want a team to protect you while you're going there. You could just order a team of people with guns to protect you. It's only in a couple cities right now, but it's growing.
Who are you that you would need an Uber guard?
Well, maybe if you were the CEO of United Healthcare, you might have needed one.
True, but like, is the normal person gonna need that?
No, but it can look really cool if you have a bunch of people in like suits with like guns near you, like protecting you. Be like, I guess I'm important.
I mean, it would be really funny if I said, "Honey, I'm going to Best Buy," and I just Ubered like 3 bodyguards to pick out a DVD.
Yeah, like that would be kind of fucking cool. That's the idea, basically.
Okay. I mean, I guess you could also be a dick, and then nobody can retaliate.
It's gonna be one of those things where like rich people are like, or people just want to spend a lot and like look really cool. They'll be like, I got the armed guard. Look, I'm important.
It's gonna be something like YouTubers are gonna completely abuse. They're gonna like trip people and then be surrounded by like the guards they hired, so that you can't do anything to them.
You can get like a motorcade, and like you can count like a certain number of Escalades to like kind of drive with you, so you can like your car, like look, he must be really important. There's like 5 armed cars with him. You can look like the president.
Yeah, yeah, cool.
You're not booking this, Jay?
I mean, if I had money, I would do it like to be funny.
Exactly.
I
You could see assholes on Instagram or YouTube on social media basically using this.
But I think it would be funny to just way overdo it. Like have 15, like I want 15 bodyguards and I'm going to go to the local farmer's market and buy like 5 tomatoes.
Right. It's basically only going to be used like ironically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not going to be used like for like really protecting people, much like, look how cool I look going to Starbucks with protection.
Yeah, I'm talking like I want an army. I want like 30 people surrounding me.
If you were a billionaire, you'd totally use this just for like the humor.
Oh, I would 100% do that. I want everyone to dress as like Men in Black and surround me, and I'm just gonna buy a grande latte, and then you could all go home.
Yeah, it would be great. And then they all go home, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's got to have some money," and they shoot you.
I mean, it would be funny if they were just like, "Who the hell was that they needed 30 guards to buy a latte?"
Yeah, I'm fucking important, man. I'm fucking important.
So, yeah, I guess that's all we got for today.
That's all we got for today, Jay.
I am happy with this episode.
Okay, cool. Are you gonna still want to do? My understanding is that the app, what you're using to produce the show, is not based in the U.S. and there'll be tariffs placed on doing the show. The show's gonna cost more money to do going forward.
Well,
I made that up, but it could be true.
Yeah, it could be true. I mean, it seems like everybody wants to screw us with whatever we do, so I'm sure it'll happen.
It's really about taking down Jay. Jay, you should let us know your next endeavor so we could all like take shelter.
So yeah, I guess if the cost of the show goes up, you can go to patreon.com/thebrinkofsanity and be a Patreon. There you go. Patreon.com/thebrinkofsanity. If you want to email us, thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com. And we are Brink of Sanity 3 on Twitter.
If you also are just like flush with cash because you're like, these tariffs don't even matter to me. Why don't you produce Jay's game so we can see the next? I would love to see Jay's game fully funded so we can see the next step in this adventure. I
think it sounds like Mark is being nice now, but I think he just wants me to shut up about the game. So
I want to see in the visual when we're watching the show a stack of like 50 games behind, like 150 games behind you, and you'd be like, "Fuck, there's no place to even sit in my kitchen, my living room now."
So did I mention that the much cheaper production company has a 1,500 game minimum?
Yeah, that's what it was. You said there were 1,500 games, so I would love to see you. I guess you would not you would not store all 1,500 games at home, right?
Right. I would have like 20 to 30 here, and then the rest would be at like an Amazon warehouse.
It's gonna be great. I mean, not great. I hope this game works out really well, but if it doesn't, it'll be great when Jay's like just like sending them to listeners.
First caller gets 5 games.
We still have 1,230 games left. Please buy a game.
Yeah, I hope it's not like the Brink shirts that
t-shirts.
took like
Yes.
13 years to get rid of.
Yeah. Jay's like, Mark, I know it's year 37, but you cannot quit the show until we're done selling these goddamn games.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. We will be back soon. Goodbye.
Bye, bye, love.